Hi, this is Donald Jelly. I'm recording this video for the IT 505 class at Southern New Hampshire University. In Module 5, we have our second milestone, and I know that it leads to quite a bit of anxiety for many of you who have never used Microsoft Access before. So there's two components. There's the network diagram. I'm quite confident you can handle that piece. But if you've never used a database before, specifically if you've never used Microsoft Access before, although honestly the steps are fairly straightforward, if the product can be a little daunting. So I want to walk you through step by step what's required for this assignment. Now there are video tutorials available. I know some of you have had trouble accessing them. Please contact the SNHU help desk if that's the case. I would still encourage you, strongly encourage you to look at those videos to learn how to use Access beyond what the assignment has in store for you. But I'm going to use this video to walk you through the pieces so that you're very comfortable. There's absolutely no reason you shouldn't pass this assignment with flying colors. So let's take a look. Okay, so what I've done here is I opened up the IT 505 Milestone 2 Guidelines and Rubric document. So this is where we need to go to get all of our steps to perform the assignment. IT 505 Milestone 2 Guidelines and Rubric. So in Brightspace, you're going to go to Module 5. You're going to go to the milestone. There's a link right there to this document. And on that document, there are links to both the network diagram that you need for that piece and the database. So all I did was click on the database, it downloaded it onto my computer, and I opened it, and that's what you're seeing here in Microsoft Access. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do, I get a security warning. I'm going to click Enable Content. So in the guidelines document, Step 1 says, open each table in the database to view the data and examine its formatting. Okay, so first thing, in Access, over here on the left, I have my objects. Now make sure, I have this drop down here, make sure that all Access objects are checked off, because you can filter this for queries, forms, reports. We want to make sure this says all Access objects. So I have tables, I have 4 of them, and I have a query. So it says open all tables in the database to examine their formatting. So I'm going to double click on computer information and open it up. This opens it up in what the document refers to as regular view. This is actually called data sheet view. So I can see my computer information table has computer ID, location, employee ID, etc. Just for consistency and to avoid confusion, when I look at each one of these, I'm going to kind of observe what's here, and I'm going to close it over here on the right. You can have more than one open at a time, but I'm trying to keep this simple. So I'll open up employee information. I'll see the employee information table has employee ID, last name, first name, job title, the type of information you'd expect us to keep about employees. Close that. Go to job titles. This is really just a list of titles. This is what we would typically call in a database a lookup table. And then finally, upgrade information. So I can see what's here as far as upgrades, current OS, upgrade OS version, and upgrade group. All right, now it says be sure to open the database in regular, which is what this is. It's actually data sheet view, and design view. Describe what each table contains and any data types that are other than text. So to switch to design view, up here on the left, I have this view option. Right now we're in data sheet view. If I click the T-square icon, it switches me to design view. And if I click the icon that looks like a table, it switches me back to data sheet view. So it's just kind of a toggle. All right. So it says describe what's in here, and you can clearly see what's in here. Now, don't just give me the names of the fields. What are they? And this is fairly straightforward. And describe any data types other than text. So computer ID, the number is, well, is the data type. It's not text. I'm going to close this. Now the other tables I can kind of access the same way. You can also right-click on them and open them up in design view directly here. So this is the computer information table. I can see that the computer ID is a number, the employee ID is a number, advanced software packet is yes, no. This is referred to in computer science as a Boolean, named after George Boole, B-O-O-L-E-A-N, Boolean. It's yes, no, true, false. It's a very important data type. So this either means that they have the software packet or not. Employee information, right-click, design view. So employee ID is a number. Last name, first name, job title are text. Office phone is a number. Now, if this were a database design class, we'd debate whether that's appropriate or not, but it's a number, so we're going to describe that. And the mobile phone is short text. Okay. And then finally, our job titles, if we go to design view, is just text. Now, that's step two. That's step one. Now, step two, it says open the table upgrade information in design view. So I'm going to go to upgrade information, right-click, go to design view. It says change the data type of the upgrade date, right here, from text to date time. So I'm going to go over to the data type, hit the drop down and choose date time. Now the reason this is important is we can represent anything as text. By doing it as a date time, there's some intelligence built in. First of all, it'll only let you put in actual dates. Second, we can actually calculate things. We're not going to do this, in this example, but we could calculate 90 days from a certain date. We could calculate the difference between dates. In other words, by making this a date time, Access now understands that it's a date and it treats it as such. For example, I'm recording this on January 23rd, 2019. Because I know how dates work, if I add 10 days to today's date, that is February 2nd, if I'm not mistaken. Whereas if I didn't understand how dates work, it would just be a number. It would be January 33rd. So suffice it to say there's some intelligence built into this. All right, now I'm going to save my work. I'm going to go up to the top, left-hand corner. I'm going to click the little floppy disk icon. Curious that we still use that to represent save, but we've now saved our work, and I'm going to close the table. All right, so that was step two. Step three, enter the appropriate date for each assignment. So I'm actually going to go back to the upgrade information, open it back up in datasheet view. I just double-clicked on it. Okay. So open the appropriate date for each assignment based on the assignment's group number. Do this in regular view. That's what this is. This is datasheet view. Use the same dates that you use for Milestone 1. Now, I don't really care if you use the same exact dates you chose for Milestone 1. I'm not going to go back and look. The point is it wants to be a date that's at least 30 days in the future. So again, this is January 23rd, 2019. I'll arbitrarily choose March 1st. So group 1. Notice when you click on it, because we made it a date time, we get a calendar. So I'll choose March 1st. You can either type it in or you can choose it off a calendar. So what we're going to do now is fill in the appropriate dates. I'm not proud. I'll copy and paste. So for group 1, we want it March 1st, March 1st, March 1st. It is important that we fill this out, as tedious as it might be. Because when we run the query in the next step, we need to see the dates. So through the magic of television, I've gone through and put all those dates in. I've never had more fun in my life. Now, once you've entered all the dates, this is step 4. In the appropriate column in the table upgrade information, save your data. Yeah, save it. We don't want to do that again. So go up and click the floppy disk. Now we can close the table. Step 5 says, open the upgrade list query in design view. So under queries, I only have the one query upgrade list. We're going to right-click and go to design. So it opens up the query. It says, make note of the actions it is taking and how the tables are linked. So I can see that I have 3 tables: employee information, computer information, upgrade information. So in a database, we have multiple tables, essentially one table for each subject matter. So I have a record in my employees table for every single employee. Employees may or may not have computers. They may have multiple computers. So we have a separate table for computer information, and they are linked or related. That's what this bar represents. Similarly, each computer can be upgraded or can be upgraded multiple times, so we have a separate upgrade information table. So again, these are the links. So when it says make note of the actions it is taking, what we're doing is joining these tables together and retrieving information from each. So from the employee info table, I'm getting the last name and first name and job title of the employee. From the computer information table, I'm getting the location. For the upgrade information, I'm getting the upgrade group and date. Now it says describe how the tables are linked and why you think the linking is done this way. Well, I'm not going to do your whole assignment for you. I'm going to let you figure this part out. Here are the links. So what do they represent? That's up to you. All right, and then describe the data the query is pulling. I don't like the word pulling. I'd like to say retrieving. Again, I'll leave that up to you. It says, and then click run. So up here on the ribbon, I have the run button. It's the exclamation point. I run it. It runs the query, which retrieves the data from those tables, and this is what I get. So again, from the employee table, I get the first name, last name, and job title. So I can see Ethan Anderson's a sales associate. His location, and actually it's the location of the computer, is D4. Let's assume that's his office. He's in upgrade group 4, which means the upgrade date is on March 8th, because remember I chose March 1st as my start date, 2019. So it is important you put those dates in. Take a screenshot. Now, I'm going to emphasize something I've said before in my announcements. A screenshot is not a photograph. You're not going to take out your cell phone and take a picture of this. I won't accept that. So in Windows, we can use the Windows snipping tool. I'm not going to show that just because it'll kind of mess up the video. If you're not using Windows, if you're using a Mac, I'm sure there's an equivalent tool, but because I'm not a Macintosh person, I don't know what it is. A little internet search will find an equivalent tool, I'm certain. Take a screenshot of the results of your query and include them in your submission. So hopefully you find this helpful and maybe save you a little bit of anxiety over the assignment. And maybe you're already an expert in Access. And maybe you've already done the assignment by the time you see this video, in which case it will just confirm that you did it correctly. So again, hopefully it was helpful. In the future, if I think an assignment is particularly difficult, I'll probably do a similar video. Give me some feedback. Let me know if it was as helpful or not. Let me know if there are particular assignments. I probably can't do this for every assignment in the future. Probably shouldn't, because I kind of did your homework for you. But with this one, I think we needed it. So take your time, enjoy this. Try to learn as much as you can about databases. It's not just about getting the assignment done and getting an A. I'm sure you can all do that now. It's about learning. Databases are really important. You'll need them in the future no matter what path you take. So have fun with this. Have fun with the class. As always, please get in touch with me if you have any questions or concerns. And I will see you in the next video. But get in touch with me. Email me if you need help. I'm here.